Hey guys, Carlo here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Project 7 to 1, where we talk about adulting, finances, entrepreneurship, success, corporate life, and all that good stuff. And for today's episode, I have a very special guest for you. A lot of you have been asking me how to get into the stock market, how to, what are beginner tips for the stock market. And I feel like I'm not the best person to talk about it because while I am in the stock market and I am invested in it and I do have a strategy for it, I am not like the expert. And what I would want to do instead is to talk to one of my idols when it comes to the stock market. I'm talking about Marvin Germo. He actually has a YouTube channel with almost 100,000 subscribers, and he talks mainly about the stock market and finances. So, guys, join me as we hop on a Zoom call with Marvin, and he shares his tips for beginners who want to get into the stock market. Let's go. Okay, guys, so we're now here with my master when it comes to the stock market. I learned a lot from this guy, and I think a lot of you will also learn from him. So, of course, I'm talking about Mr. Marvin Germo. So, Marvin, mag-hi ka naman bago tayo mag-start.
Hello, Carlo. Thanks for having me. For me, it's an honor to be part of your vlog or video.
Okay, so guys, if you don't know, Marvin also has a YouTube channel. He has over almost 100,000 subs. No, Marvin?
Hopefully soon.
So pagkatapos ito, 100,000 na dapat. Okay, so Marvin, most of my audience are actually young people who are curious about, well, the stock market. So maybe these are people in their, siguro they're just working, or they're already, I don't know, maybe in their mid-20s or mid-30s, and they're curious and they don't know how. So siguro what are like the few tips that you can share with them para kung curious sila, tama yung pagpasok nila? Take it away.
Okay. Now, number one, the stock market is not as hard as what most people think it is. Pero it's not as hard, but they still need to spend a lot of time to study. Na hindi lang siya basta-basta na papasukin mo na hindi mo alam yung ginagawa mo. So there's a sweet spot there that you need to know what it is, pero you can also enter even if you're not a so-called expert. So that's one. They have to cover their bases. They have to know the risks. They have to know what's gonna happen, and then they also need to know how to select and how to filter out what stocks they're supposed to buy. Ganon. So that's number one. They need to know what they're getting.
Before you continue, bro, of course, critical talaga for them to research, but they don't know where to start. So where would you recommend that? Of course, may libro ka, of course, your YouTube channel. Pero what do you think they should do to improve their financial IQ before they get into it? Ano yung concrete steps they can take?
Okay, they must be sure, no? Kasi sa stock market, everyone's so excited to make money quickly, but tulad ng panahon na ganito, bagsak lahat, what keeps me stable is I know that the money that I put in is excess money. So they must be sure that they have a solid level of cash that will protect them during bad times. But in the same way, whatever's on top of that, tas walang threat sa income nila, may cash ka, tapos walang threat sa income mo, meaning may pumapasok pa rin, anything in excess of that, that's what they're supposed to put only. So that's the very, very basic, I guess, prerequisite before everything. Then, what helped me know when I was starting out, I read a lot of philosophies of Warren Buffett. I started reading that. Then what Warren Buffett did was he would read financial statements. So naalala ko yung 2008 crash. Similar crash din nangyayari ngayon. 2008 crash, I would go through the websites of those listed companies. As binabasa ko yung investor relations, I would read financial statements also. That's where I started kasi the stock market is really investing in companies. So you need to know the company that you are investing into so that may confidence ka kahit ano nangyayari sa paligid mo, kung alam mo yung pinaglalagyan mo ng pera, you would be unshakable in times of shaking.
Agree. Kasi parang in essence talaga you're buying businesses, di ba? Small parts of the businesses. And you know what? And bro, hindi dahil sa binubola kita, no? So, I've been watching a lot of financial YouTubers that talk about stock markets. And one of the things that I appreciate about your videos is when you analyze, for example, a particular company, you even talk about the history and the strategy of the company and why that's important.
Thank you. It means a lot. Nabuning toon ko based on what you said. I just have a comment also on that. No, what's very, very important for people when they start investing, they have to find who they really are as a person coming into the stock market. Kasi there's so many styles. You can be an investor. Being an investor pa lang, you can be just after the dividends. That's one style. You can also be a person that, you said kasi kanina premium eh. You are buying a company that's premium pero it's growing. So you're after growth stocks. You're okay kahit medyo mas mahal siya pero nag-grow siya. That's another style also. At a third one is, yun yung ano ngayon, prevalent ngayon. A lot of people are buying stocks based on valuations kasi mura. So that's another style of investing also. Then, sa trading, ang dami rin styles. You're trading the volatility, you're following the trend. But what's important there is, aralin mo lahat yun, then hanapin mo anong mag-work para sa'yo.
Saan kaya sila makahanap ng resources on all of those different styles?
I think it's hard no to really get one full source kasi each investor has its own, they have their own biases eh. So what I suggest is they try to look for, kunyari si Warren Buffett is pretty much a value investor. Then wala pa nga doon sa mga sinabi ko, some of my influences, they can look at my influences, Peter Lynch, Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett. But if you look at all of them, they all contradict each other also eh. But totoo. One of them would say, you need to buy a lot of companies na highly diversified. Then si Warren Buffett would say, do not over-diversify naman. So dun pa lang may mga fundamental differences already eh. But if there's one thing that made them all successful is, they found what worked for them and then they doubled down on it. So ganun lang din suggest.
They had the strategy, di ba?
Yeah. And I'll give you an example also on the stark difference between trading and investing. In times like this, people who are following the trend, who are trading, since everything's going down, it's very, very important for them to be in cash. For people naman who are investing, especially value investors, they see, oy, teka, dati itong Ayala Land, 53, bumagsak ng 19, nag-20, kahit ng 24, kahit 30 siya. From 53 to 30, still very, very cheap. And for them, they look at it as discount. So, dun pa lang, there's a big difference already. That's why you have to stick to your style because if you are following the trend, you should be out, you should be in cash, you should be waiting for it until it recovers. But if you are an investor, habol mo discounts and having the patience. You said EQ. I believe that's very, very important in the stock market regardless of what you're doing. Kasi kung trader ka, habang bumababa yan, you need to have the EQ not to do anything. If you're an investor naman, tapos bumili ka, you need to have the EQ that binili mo ng mura, wala pang nangyayari, you need to have the discipline to actually wait until it recovers later on. Kasi it will recover eh. Yung hindi alam ng mga tao kailan, gano'ng katagal siya bago mag-recover. And in between is patience and discipline to follow your plan.
Okay, agree naman. Siyempre, agree tayo doon. Now, just to double down on one of the things that you said initially, you mentioned na, and I want to bring it back kasi doon sa practical things that the people who want to get into the stock market now, no, na hindi pa sila ganun ka-experience. So you mentioned na you should only like put in money na hindi mo kailangan right now. Diba? Something like that. And I think yung question dyan is how big is big enough or how small is small enough? Kasi for example, a lot of people who are working and they have jobs, siguro, I don't know how much they're able to save eh. Siguro one of the things that makes them apprehensive about getting into the stock market is parang, 2,000 per month lang naman natatabi ko or 5,000 per month lang natatabi ko. So siguro to that, what is your advice for people like that? Na yung natatabi lang nila potentially for investments is around that level. Is that enough? Is that small enough? Is that big enough? What are your thoughts on that one?
That's actually okay, no? Kasi I'm actually fearful for people na who have 1 million pesos and then they want to invest that million right away because number one, the stock market is not just about money. The stock market is about money, skill, experience. If you have the money, no skill, no experience, yung 1 million na yun mawawala eh. So those who have the 2,000 pesos, they're actually also at an advantage. Why are they at an advantage? Number one, maliit yung pera nila, pero wala pa silang experience, wala silang skill. So meaning, habang nagsastart sila ng maliit, yung pera nila nag-grow in proportion to their skill and their experience also. If you're starting out, you cannot do a 200-pound bench press. Kahit sobrang optimistic ka na positive mindset mo na kakayanin mo, you can't do it. But the way for you to go to 200 is to start with 10. Ganun din sa stock market. You start with 2,000, tapos pagpasok mo ng 2,000, bumaba siya ng 10%, kinaya mo. What that does is that builds strength eh. The next time na may 2,000 ka, kaya ko pala yung extra 2,000 and then you add more. And what happens is, as your experience and your skill gets better, the next year na promote ka, may extra ka na pera, dagdag ko na kaya tong extra 2,000 pa kasi may extra ako na funds. And by that time, the skill and the acumen has also developed. So para sa akin, 2,000 is okay. As long as you don't remain at 2,000 when you get more money, and as long as you have, you already have the experience to actually put in more, but never, ever, ever put in more money that you cannot tolerate as well. And then yung amount kasi na nagdi-differ. I've seen people, 10 million pesos, bumaba to 8 million na lang, they lost 2 million, okay lang sila, chill lang sila. I've seen people na may 50,000, bumagsak ng 10,000, hirap na sila makatulog. And those are all excess amounts. I'll further that na it's not just about an excess amount. It has to be an amount that that can withstand the volatility. Meaning, madali lang kasi nung umakyat yung market, lalagay ko tong sobra. They always think about the upside on how the market or the stock will go, but they're not thinking about the downside. I've seen this all the time. May 1 million pesos, iniisip nila pag nagdoble to 2 million, pero hindi nila iniisip pwede rin siya mag 500.
And ito part, sobrang basic lang ha. So we've talked about the strategy, we've talked about what money you should put. Ako, I want to go down as in talaga super, super basic. Sabihin natin, ano ba yung mga platforms that people can go and download so that they can sign up and start, getting into stocks? Ano yung mga ma-recommend na platforms?
For you to be able to go through, there's two ways to buy stocks eh. All of them are via brokerages. One is yung traditional, yung may dadaan pa sa tao. The second one is online. So, the difference lang is if you go online, since wala nang tao in between, the commissions will be much, much lower. So, for me, any online platform naman that you can access through the net, the commissions are the same. So, it's a matter of preference na. Kasi there are some brokerages na attached to banks, meaning BPI, BDO, Metrobank. Mas madali maglipat ng pera from the bank to their partner brokerage also. So if that's something that's important to you, then you go for that. There are some brokerages naman na may mga apps sila. Yung apps nila medyo high-tech. So if you are on the go, you like the ease of using an app compared to a web browser, I highly suggest you go for that. The Philippine Stock Exchange has a website. Nakalagay doon trading participants. Nandun yung list ng lahat ng online brokers. Then may mga brokers naman maganda yung charting software, may mga brokers naman na mas maganda yung research, so they can compare it from there. Yung tip ko sa kanila ganito. Majority of them doesn't require money for you to open. So I suggest open everything.
Hindi ko alam yun
Open everything. Then the one that you like the most, you put more money into that. Then a lot of them pa meron mga 5-day trial eh. So try everything. Then kung ano yung pinaka nag-resonate sa iyo, ano pinaka nagustuhan mo, yun yung gawin mo. I'm not sure lang though today, since sarado lahat, I think everyone's in a skeletal force. I don't know how fast they can approve those accounts or even give you a virtual account also. Pero under normal circumstance, that's a good way to actually do it para may feel ka tapos yung pinaka gusto mo, doon mo na lang damihan. And by the way, I actually suggest this to a lot of people that kung mag-open ka na lang, di open a lot na. Kasi I'll give you a scenario. Pag may IPO, pag madami kang online broker, there's a bigger chance for you to get more allocations kesa isa lang broker mo.
Okay yun Alam ko na gagawin ko mamaya. Magbukas na madaming account. Okay, so again, they can go to the PSE website and they'll see a list of all. So guys, I'll try to look for that and put the link down below just in case tamad kayo mag-Google. Okay, okay, so next, and then maybe we can end with this, no? Kasi ayoko masyadong mahaba yung video. Don't worry guys, we'll probably do like a follow-up later on. Siguro in a few weeks. Siguro pag nag-stabilize na tong kaguluhan na to, we'll have another session with Marvin, no? So, now siguro as parting words, ngayon, what can you say naman about people who are already in the market today and what advice can you give them? So, yung mga taong, alam mo, may pera na, yung iba siguro kinakabahan, yung iba siguro natatakot. Ano yung pwede mong ibigay na tips sa kanila?
This is the most important time that they revisit their goals kung bakit talaga sila nag-invest. Kasi if they bought high, pero they're in it for 20 years, 25 years, di naman nila kailangan yung pera, then they have extra cash and they're an investor, they're not really a trader, I would use this time since lockdown to study sino ba yung pinakamalaking binagsak na company na sa tingin ko walang nagbago sa fundamentals sila, meaning walang nagbago sa business operations. Or even better, I'll think about sino yung mga company na, based on what's happening, they might probably even earn more. Can I give an example? Is that okay? Okay. Telco companies are making a lot of money now because everyone's at home. Ito nga ang usapan natin, kung walang lockdown, nag-uusap tayo in personal, pero the fact that we're making this conversation via Zoom, we're using data, and those telco companies are making money. Supermarkets like Pure Gold are also making a lot of money kasi sila lang yung bukas eh. And yung pera na ginagamit ng tao to go to restaurants, they're buying it for groceries right now. So there are companies like that na lahat sila, Pure Gold, Globe, PLDT, they all went down eh. Everyone went down. Pero sila, they were making money as compared to other markets. Ganun din sa if for those watching na taga abroad, stocks of Zoom and stocks of Netflix were doing well compared to others.
Lalo na yung Zoom. I saw the charts of Zoom. Talagang boom. Talagang panalo.
So ganun. They need to know why are they in the market, and they have to look at who dropped, and they need to know long-term naman ako, investor naman ako, hindi naman ako trader. Kasi you said that's the people listening, they're not really traders. So if you know that you are an investor, you're in it for the long term, you're in it that kung binili ko ngayon, kung bumagsak man siya, okay pa rin ako. They can buy more of those companies that they think are really, really good. Pero at this point, I don't know how low can we go still or if we're gonna go down because the risk of the coronavirus is not yet out. Sarado pa lahat ng mga establishments dito, so may ripple effect pa rin yan sa economy. The reason lang naman umakyat yan the past few days was yung America eh. Naglabas sila ng $2 trillion eh. So kung maglalabas ka ng ganun, markets normally spike up as well.
Wala ba tayong stimulus package sa Pilipinas?
We have yung BSP naglabas, I think it was 300 plus billion, and then GSIS and SSS also they're gonna buy stocks. They've been buying stocks also. It's not as crazy lang as America. From what I know, yung ginawa ng BSP, they're using existing money to buy. Yung America mismo, they printed money from nothing, and yun yung so literal that they're infusing money sa economy nila.
Grabe. Kakaiba. Anyway, guys, if you're interested more in learning about stocks in the market, please do subscribe to Marvin's channel. He comes out with different kinds of videos, including yung favorite ko when he does like analysis of stocks. So the one that I watched recently, you did again a video on Jollibee. Diba? Request naman.
Requested, super.
Pa-request naman, i-PM ko na lang sa yung mga request ko. So, guys, make sure that you subscribe. You'll learn a lot. And now that especially to those who are blessed to have a lot of time on their hands, now is actually the best time to learn about this, no? So try to watch videos, try to read books. Marvin has a book. Okay, so guys, make sure that you subscribe to Marvin. Bro, thank you. I appreciate your time for today.
Anytime. It's an honor.
Okay, paano ba ito i-stop?